Beginning this fall, the College of New Rochelle will offer its adult learner undergraduate degree program in this building just behind us. And this is very momentous because it marks the first college degree program to be offered in downtown Yonkers. To begin our program in a fitting way today, especially with Pope Francis here in the United States, I would like to introduce Father Joseph Flynn, College Chaplain of the College of New Rochelle, to offer a blessing. Father?
This is a wonderful, exciting, exhilarating moment for the College of New Rochelle, this new step into the future. And so let us recognize God blessing us, God present with us at this moment, inviting us to be joyful and happy. And so I'd ask you to pause just for a moment to reflect upon God's presence within you and here among us. May God be with all of you. The all-knowing God, who is Lord, moves us in many ways to deepen that knowledge of God present in our life. All disciplines, sciences, and teaching about the world and about human life that we pursue must have their final purpose to bring us to the knowledge and the truth and to worship the true God. Today, we ask God's blessing on this center of education, of learning, and of teaching. And what we do ask is that those entrusted with the education of these students in this institution may teach their students to join in the discoveries of human wisdom at the truth of God, so that they will be able to keep the true faith and to live up to it in their lives. We also ask the Lord that the students will find in their teachers the image of God present and be enriched with both human and divine learning. They will in turn be able to and ready to enlighten and assist others. And so we ask our God, you have made us sharers in your own wisdom. Grant that avoiding a merely secular ideal of learning, we may rightly pursue the integral perfection of the human person. And so, O God, it is by your gracious favor that today we inaugurate this work dedicated to education. Grant that those who will come here as teachers or as students may always pursue the truth and learn to know you, the source of all truth. And we ask this and pray this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And may God bless us all with God's blessing throughout this day. Oh, this is holy water.
Thank you, Father. Thank you so much for that moving blessing, and so appropriate on this day. And it is so appropriate that we're here, and standing beside me is the mayor of this great city who is transforming the largest city, not only in Westchester County, but the fourth largest city in the state of New York. And the president of the College of New Rochelle, who is continually transforming individuals' lives. Please help me welcome the president of the College of New Rochelle, Judy Huntington.
Thank you, Liz. Liz didn't mention that she too is a graduate of the College of New Rochelle, and we are so incredibly proud to say and celebrate that. Thank you, Father Joe, for that beautiful blessing, and good afternoon, everyone. As the president of the College of New Rochelle, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you today as we celebrate the opening of the college's Yonkers site. This is a milestone for both the College of New Rochelle and the city of Yonkers, as this site marks the 7th location for our School of New Resources and the first college degree program to be offered in downtown Yonkers. I'd like to thank Mayor Spano, who the last time I saw, we were on a raft together in the Adirondacks at the Governor's Challenge, which, by the way, we won an award, no surprise, and the mayor's entire team, as well as the city council, for welcoming the College of New Rochelle to Yonkers. We stand today in front of the new Schoolhouse Terrace development, a collaborative effort between the community builders and the Municipal Housing Authority for the city of Yonkers. I'm especially pleased to be joined today by several representatives from the community builders. Because of the College of New Rochelle's long and successful record of educating adults, community builders sought us out to be their partner in this new development, and we're truly honored for this opportunity. And I'd like to thank the college's provost, Dr. Dorothy Escorbano, and our interim dean for the School of New Resources, Dr. Chris Southard, who made this happen for the College of New Rochelle. Thank you. Community Builders sets as their goal to build and sustain strong communities. And that mission truly resonates with us at the College of New Rochelle because of our long history of bringing education to neighborhoods that historically have been underserved by higher education, and by transforming lives of those members of those communities through the power of education. The College of New Rochelle is now 111 years old, and it was the first Catholic college for women in the state of New York. Today, the college has expanded into 4 schools: the School of Arts and Sciences, the School of Nursing, the Graduate School, and the School of New Resources, which is a program dedicated to educating only adults. In addition to our campus in New Rochelle, we're at 5 other locations. We're in Brooklyn, the South Bronx, Harlem, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, a headquarters in Manhattan for DC 37, and now here in Yonkers. When we opened our site in the late 70s at East 149th Street in the South Bronx, we were the first 4-year undergraduate degree program for adults in that area. Now, more than 30 years later, the 149th Street corridor has been revitalized, and we believe that education played an essential part of that progress. This is what we seek to do here in Yonkers, to work with community builders and the city to build and strengthen downtown Yonkers, serving both the residents here in Schoolhouse Terrace as well as the entire area. Here in Yonkers, through our School of New Resources, we're going to offer 2 programs: the 4-year baccalaureate degree program and the PCAP program, which is this B is bothering me, a pre-college academic program. The baccalaureate degree program is tailored specifically for the adult learner, addressing what adults seek for career preparation and a quality liberal arts education that develops critical thinking skills, writing and communication, and technological competency for what's needed most in today's job market. The PCAP program is designed to assist students in developing their skills and knowledge essential for success in college and to pass that very rigorous high school equivalency exam. So once again, I thank you for joining us today. We're delighted to be part of this opportunity to expand our educational programs for the benefit of the residents of Yonkers. And we hope this is just the beginning of a long and successful partnership between the College of New Rochelle, the community builders, and the city of Yonkers. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Susan McCann, the Vice President for Development of Community Builders. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you very much, Judith. I would like to thank everyone who has helped make this possible. This is about the future. We have here a development that would not be possible without hundreds of people who worked on making it happen. And I'm looking straight at Dorothy and wanting to thank you so much for bearing with us as we went through this construction process and this planning process. I want to thank the mayor, your foresight in the city making this land available. There was a school here for many, many years that people in the community have a deep connection to. We were able to preserve the arch from that school. And I think it is so fitting that we're not just about the past here and preserving the history of the arch, but we're about education and a decent life for the people who live in this housing and who live in this community. We all know developers can build buildings, but we want to do more than that. We want to help people build safe, decent lives where they can thrive. And we wouldn't be able to do it without a visionary city and without the college. And I just want to thank you very, very much for your participation. I'm looking forward to our future phases. We're going to be doing even more with the redevelopment of the Cottage Place Garden site. We're no longer going to have a community where people are cut off from each other. People are on a very valuable piece of land with beautiful views of the river. How fortunate are we to have this site? It is going to be one of the premier sites in Yonkers, and it's going to have available to it access to jobs, access to education, access to commercial opportunities, the things that make a full and complete life. And it just would not be possible without both the financial and really the social and emotional support that our partners have made possible here. So thank you very much.
It's now my privilege to introduce the mayor of Yonkers, Mike Spano.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Judy alluded to this before, the Adirondack Challenge, where we received an award. It wasn't for strength or agility or coming in first or last place. It was for form. It must have been the throw-in. You know, you got to give these guys something. They came all the way up here, so we're going to give them form. And I don't know what that means, but we got it. And we took it. So, but I just want to say, Susan, thank you, and Judy, thank you, and the College of New Rochelle, and the community builders for investing in our great city. You know, there are a lot of great things happening in Yonkers. It really is. We're going through a real renaissance here, and we are turning our city around. It doesn't happen because there's one person in office. It happens because we have solid elected representation at every level of government, providing for and fighting for our city, starting with our state Democratic leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, also with Assemblyman Pretlow, Senator Latimer, and Shelley, Assemblywoman Shelley Mayer, with my colleagues here in the City Council, Mike Sabatino and Chris Johnson, working with the MHA board and my good friend, the Judge Doran and Joan and Chris. And I know that we also have former Councilwoman Simmer Brendan here, but all of us were working together. We've put, you really put politics aside, you put differences aside. We can all disagree, but we all agree on one thing. We are going to work and do what we need to do to move Yonkers forward. And so over the last 4 years, we've held hundreds of ribbon cuttings, everything from small businesses to big tech companies. But today is a very special day for Yonkers because we will welcome the first college degree program to come to Southwest Yonkers. And today the College of New Rochelle, that's right. And College of New Rochelle joins some of the academic institutions already here in our city, including Sarah Lawrence College, Westchester Community College, and we're so proud to have them all here. Aside from offering the bachelor's degree and the pre-college programs to its students, the College of New Rochelle is contributing to the economic renaissance that we're currently underway here in the city of Yonkers.
City on the move.
Keep our streets clean too. So if you drive around, you'll see cranes in the sky and development at virtually every corner of Yonkers. And one important factor that developers and residents look at when choosing a city is the availability of higher education. And so we are hopeful, matter of fact, we're confident that with the College of New Rochelle taking foothold here in this section of Ashburton Avenue, right in our great city of Yonkers, that other institutions will soon follow and it will further grow our city. So it's incredibly exciting to be mayor of Yonkers at this time. I'm so very proud of each and every one of you who has contributed to make Yonkers the city it is right now, which is really a city it's on the move and people are paying attention to. So let's keep the wind in our sails. God bless you all. It's good to see everyone.
Yes, part of Generation Yonkers. Thank you, Mayor. And I should mention I am very proud to be a graduate of the College of New Rochelle and also proud to have been born in the great city of Yonkers as well. Absolutely. We did, the mayor did recognize some important elected officials with us today, including Councilman Michael Sabatino, Chris Johnson, Senator Democratic Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, Assemblyman Gary Pretlow, Judge Doran, Joseph Schildiner, the MHA Board, Joan, I think you were mentioned before, Christopher St. Lawrence, big shout out to Chris out there on the street, former Councilman Simra Brandon, and Leslie, representing Councilwoman, I should say, Corazon Pinada, and also Francis Toledo, I think, is here from County Legislator Ken Jenkins' office. So welcome all. Thank you for coming. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the Yonkers City Council member from this district, Chris Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to be standing here today. The mayor and I have a little game that we play. He talks about how Yonkers is a place where we want people to be able to come and live and work and play and raise a family. And then I like to remind him that when people think of Yonkers, they think of the First District, they think of the downtown, they think about Warburton Avenue, they think about the riverfront, and now they'll think about the College of New Rochelle. And, you know, education, and especially adult education, we have so many families and that where the parents feel like they need to move on and do something extra with regard to their own education. And so even in my family, my mother went back and we graduated and got our bachelor's degrees at the same time. And so a story like that can happen right here. And you know, when we talk about the history of the site that we're standing on, I believe our former councilwoman went to Schoolhouse Terrace, that was, you know, went to school right here. And so we're talking about a future, not just the past, but a future of education on this site. And so it is the vision and the unity and the community work all pulling together, making sure like that something like this is possible. So I want to thank everyone that's been involved, everyone that's been a part of this, and specifically, obviously, the College of New Rochelle for having the vision of bringing your college, your programs here to Yonkers and having us take that next step towards a full life experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my great pleasure to introduce Michael Sabatino, Yonkers City Council leader, minority leader.
Thank you very much. You know, as the education chair for the city of Yonkers, we're working very hard to move our city forward, and this is a great step for higher education. Many of you may not know, but I used to teach at Elizabeth Seton College way back in the 70s. And it's nice to have a college back here in Yonkers. You know, a few colleges have come and gone, but this one here has a significant purpose to help educate our adults. And many of you may not know either, but Yonkers is very involved in what we call the Strive program, which is now called Yonkers Thrive, and that is a cradle to career program which I'm involved with. I'm on the leadership council for that, and this is the top end of the cradle to career. It's not too late to come back to school and to create a new career for yourself and make a new life and make a better life for yourself. And what could be a better place than to start in this housing development that is going to be offering all sorts of services to the community. So I congratulate everybody that's been involved with this project, and we're thrilled to have the College of New Rochelle here.
That's great. Thank you so much, Michael. And now, please join me in welcoming our great New York State Senator, Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
Thank you so much. I cannot add anything to what's been said other than my personal realities. I grew up in public housing. I let people know that all the time. And I understand that education is the key, and education makes a difference. And when I met with Judy, I guess about a year ago, because as part of my district, this is my district, by the way, but I also have New Rochelle and White Plains, Greenberg, and Scarsdale, and I was speaking with Judy at lunch, and she told me that this was going to happen. And I remember leaving that lunch saying that would be such an incredible thing to have an institute of higher education come right here to the heart of the city, and you've heard the mayor and the city council people and how hard everyone is working on every level to build up everybody in the city of Yonkers. And we were certainly part, I know Assemblyman Pretlow and my colleagues in government, we were so happy when we were able to support through the Regional Economic Development Council $29 million to create, this new reality. But nobody thought that you'd also put a college right here. So when you talk about vision, and when you talk about the things that people need, good quality, affordable housing, access to good quality, affordable health care, and of course, access, regardless of your zip code, to good quality education. What's happening here is the melding of what we know is important for success and the great support of everyone just cheering on people who might have thought, had they not realized when they crossed this busy corner that they could really reach out and get an education, that they now can. So I want to thank you so much for being a great cooperative partner in this, Judy. I know it's going to be great. Thank you, Susan, for making this part of a community builders model. I really thank my colleagues in government, the mayor, and all of my colleagues for putting us, I think, forward as a model of how we really build communities. So congratulations.
Thank you, Andrea. And our last speaker to conclude is our wonderful New York State Assemblyman. Please welcome Gary Pretlow.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. So I guess I'm the last speaker. I'm holding everyone from lunch, so I will be short. In 1865, Horace Greeley was credited with saying, "Go west, young man. Go west, young man, and grow." Well, Susan Huntington took that statement and moved west from New Rochelle to Yonkers, and to grow the minds of more Yonkers residents will grow because of this institution. So I just want to thank the College of New Rochelle for making this bold step and welcome you to Yonkers. And I guess this is my district also. So we all represent you. And I think that one of the most important things that we can do is educate our youth. But second, we have to educate those who might have slipped through the cracks earlier and didn't get that full education. And that's what this facility is going to do. That's where we're going to have adults to be educated and get better jobs and do whatever in life they think they want to do. So on behalf of myself and the 89th Assembly District and the entire state of New York, Susan, I want to welcome you to Yonkers. It's a great city. You have a great location, a beautiful view, which I commented to earlier. And thanks for coming.
Great. And now I'm going to invite all our speakers over to the ribbon.